Hi everyone, Moses again here, and this is Website Vanilla. Today we're going to learn a bit about databases. I'm going to show you how to install a database management system, that is MySQL, and also I'm going to show you how to install a database administration tool, which is DataGrip. Alright, I'm using a Mac here, as you can see, and let's get started. So the first thing, if you want to install MySQL, I'm just going to Google install MySQL, and I'm going to use a Mac. So let's go to MySQL website. This is the MySQL website. You can be on the home page here, dev.mysql.com, as you can see. So I'm going to go to the downloads page, and then on the downloads page, I'm using a Mac, so I want to install MySQL for Mac. So if you use a different system like Linux or Windows, do the same. Alright, so let's see here. If you go all the way down the downloads page, what I want to install is the community server. So MySQL community server. Alright, there I go. If you use a different system, if you just go to this website, as you can see here, dev.mysql.com/downloads. If you use a different system, you can click here community server and pick your system. If it's a different system, you see all of those are available. Cool. So let me close one of these tabs here. So I'm using a Mac. That is already selected there. And version, I'm gonna go with this one because this is an Intel version of Mac. And then I'm just gonna click download, and you will notice that this is MySQL version 8.0.31, which is the most recent version. Alright, download. Prompts me to sign in. This is optional. No thanks, just start my download. Alright, allow. Alright, it will start downloading. That should be quick. I'm just gonna go to my page here, show in Finder. Alright, I'm just gonna open that. I'm gonna double click, and then MySQL installation should start. Just close this. It's a bit slow. Alright, now if you're using a Mac, you might get this security warning saying that it cannot verify this app is secure. So what I need to do is just go under System Preferences, and then I'm gonna go on Security and Privacy, and then you see here, I'm just gonna put my admin password, and then I'm gonna say here okay. It should allow open anyway, and that should allow that. It's a security feature. If you use a different system, you might not see that. So alright, I'll just close this, open. Okay, again they want the same information. Allow. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm installing MySQL community server here. Continue, continue, agree, install. They want a password again. Alright, now you might want to read this. Okay, use a strong password inscription. Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna change anything. I'm gonna keep that default. Go next. Alright, now they want a password for a root user. Please enter a password. Cool. So let me put my password here. Let's see here. Alright, cool. Now because I'm just using on my local computer here, I'm just gonna put the same password so that I can remember it easily. So the password I just put root. All right, now okay, now they want the password to have at least 8 characters, so you can't use that. So all right, I have to use a legit password. All right, after doing that, I say finish. They want again. Cool. All right, it's performing initial database setup, and then it should start. Just all right, the installation was completed successful, so I can just close this. All right. All right, cool. So MySQL has been installed on my computer. So what is next? What is next is for me to install my database administration tool. And what am I going to use? I'm going to use this tool called DataGrip by JetBrain. So if you just can just type DataGrip on Google, and the first link you see should be that. DataGrip, this is an IDE from JetBrains to help you manage your databases. So I'm just going to open this and click download. It is a closed platform tool, and they give you a 30 days trial, so that should be sufficient for you to play around with DataGrip and MySQL. So I'm just going to download. As you can see here, they have Windows, they have Mac and Linux. I use the Mac, so obviously I'm going to download a Mac version here. Download. Allow. Should be downloading. Cool, let me open this. I'm going to double click to open it. All right, now the installation should be so easy because we're just gonna drag this to the application folder. All right, they want my password again. All right, that's a kind of huge installation. As you can see, it's 1.46 GB. Awesome, that's done. I can just close this. I can close the application too. Close downloads, and even uninstall this. Cool. So you saw I installed DataGrip, and I've already installed MySQL. So let's go and start our application, DataGrip. So I can just go here, for example, to the Launchpad and open DataGrip. Where is DataGrip? Is right here. Just open that. Okay, it's opening. Another way to open, if you don't have the Launchpad, you can just go straight to applications. For example, if you go to applications here, you should see DataGrip has been installed there, and just double click. All right, that's just a different way. I'm just gonna go open. And the third way to open an application on Mac is just by hitting Command space, and we just type DataGrip, and that should also open. Yeah. All right. Cool. So it's opening up. I don't want to import any settings, so just say OK. All right. DataGrip has been installed. So let's try to open it by just making a new project. I'll just say here, new project. I'm just gonna say this is MySQL project 1, maybe project 1. Okay, and you see here which folder is gonna save it. If you want to change, you can change, but as I can see, that's gonna save in my documents, I believe, so I can just cancel this. Or I say OK. All right, that project has opened. You see, MySQL project 1 is under my files here, and if you can look here, you can see this is in DataGrip projects / MySQL. I can even right click here and say open in Finder just to know where that folder is. So you see it is under DataGrip projects, and if I list this as columns, you see it's under DataGrip projects. So already I know this is where my files will be stored. All right. Okay, cool. I can just close this. So you see here Studio, and then I have DataGrip projects. All right. So for you it will be the same too. All right. So this is DataGrip. Now, how do you link it with your MySQL installation? So the first thing, you can go to this add here new. Let's say add data source, and then we're gonna pick MySQL. So you see all these databases. DataGrip is an awesome tool. It supports a lot of databases. So I'm gonna pick MySQL because that's the one I've installed. Now here you see the name is localhost. You can change that. I'm not gonna change anything. It's telling me I'm missing some drivers here. Let's see. Host, localhost. So, okay. Let's try to test this connection. Driver files are not loaded. All right, let's download driver files first. All right, it's trying to connect. Now remember, when we were installing MySQL, we had our user, which was root, and then the password you set. So just try to put the password that you used. And then I'm gonna say test connection, see if this will work. Wow, it succeeded. So you see, MySQL version 8, it succeeded. I'm actually surprised it succeeded because sometimes you might need to change this port number to 3308. So just for testing purposes, I'm gonna put 3308. Let's see if that would work too. Okay, this one failed. All right, cool. So, all right, I'm gonna go back to 3306. Text connection. Awesome. And then I can just say okay. And there's my console window. So as of right now, we are good to go. We have our MySQL installation and we have DataGrip. So as of right now, you can start using DataGrip to manage your databases. Now, this was just a short video to show you how to install MySQL and DataGrip. Right now, if you go to localhost here, you should see all the databases that come with MySQL. Formation schema here and your server objects. But you see this 1 of 4, I can just click this and it will see the default schema, MySQL, and all the rest of those default database that comes with MySQL. To add a new database is quite simple actually. You can just right click and say new. You can add a schema, new schema here, and we're gonna do a lot of this in our next video, but this was just to show you how you install MySQL and how do you install DataGrip. And why DataGrip is because it's just my favorite tool. There are so many other tools to manage this database, but I enjoy JetBrain's products, and DataGrip is one of my favorite database tools to use. All right, that's it. Thank you so much, and check for the next video.